All right, we cashed our free pick today. WNBA Phoenix getting it done for us. We're now 13-4 over our last 17 free plays. We cashed yet another 2-unit play, sounding like a broken record at this point. We are now 74-29 over the last 103 2-unit plays. We had a good day, guys. Hit a plus 32 dog in Toronto in the CFL money line outright win. We had a plus 140, a plus 144, and went 4-0 in F1 today, guys. So phenomenal day. Looking to do it again tomorrow. BenderWins.com if you're interested. I want to go over something that pertains to today's free pick. In today's free pick video, I talked about the simplicity of winning at sports betting. How on the surface, it's simple because it really takes two things. But in reality, is much more challenging. Those two things are finding value and practicing bankroll management. You do both of those, you win money. Finding value, obviously, can be challenging, okay? I do this as a career. This is my full-time gig. So I get to invest a ton of time in finding value, in working with systems, in understanding line movements, in understanding matchups, and understanding a million different things that go into making my picks every day. But still, if you are able to find value, and this is why it's so important to track your plays. Track your plays, not only your wins and losses, but track it by sport. Understand the sports where you are consistently beating the closing line, consistently finding value, and then understand the sports where you're maybe lacking behind, okay? And focus in the areas where you're gonna make your money and try to find ways to improve in the areas you aren't, okay? Now, the second side of it is bankroll management. Again, on the surface, very simple. Just follow bankroll management, you'll win, right? Well, it's challenging from time to time. It becomes challenging. Everyone's a good sports bettor when you're winning, but when you're losing, a lot of people, bankroll management goes out the window, which is why I tell people, and I preach time and time again, treat this like a business, okay? Day in and day out, keep immaculate records, treat it like a business, and if you have a losing day, don't worry about it. Come back tomorrow. If you had a bad day, you know, whatever, you're selling widgets, you have a bad day, it doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to change your whole business plan. No, you're not. You're going to stick to it. You're not going to make bad decisions at the end of a business day just because you had one bad day. No, you're going to follow a process that you know works. You've been selling widgets a long time. You know you make a lot of money, so you don't have to change anything. You just continue to do it on the good days and the bad days the same way. You know, one of the challenging things I've found is trying to have people understand the concept of finding value. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example where you could have a game that you bet at minus 130 and that line closes at minus 200. Okay, you have found an immense amount of value. You got it at minus 130. The market spoke. Everyone bought and sold. They bet against it. They bet for it. And that line closed at minus 200, meaning you found 70 points of value. Now that game comes out and your team loses. Now you might think, oh, well, you know, it lost. Must not have been a good play. But it was. Because over the long term, if you find value, you will make money. And it is just that simple. I have a challenging time where I come out sometimes, you know, on a free pick. And I say, okay, guys, we're taking this game. You know, they're minus 115 and then the line closes up at minus 145. We found value. That game loses. And I come out and say, look, it was a good play. Over the long term, we do that every day. We're going to make a boatload of money. People say, well, it lost though. It lost. How could it be a good play if it lost? Well, I could argue the flip side of that very easily. I can come out here and give you guys a play, minus 150, okay? That line closes at minus 110. We lost 40 points of value. The game wins. You know, people coming out here, give me a thumbs up, congratulations, you're the GOAT, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, it wasn't a good play, okay? I can acknowledge that. I make sure that I track all my plays. I break them up into 4 quadrants. You guys have talked about that before, okay? Good plays that win, good plays that lose, bad plays that win, and bad plays that lose. It's important to do. It's important to understand how often you are finding value. But the reason I come out and I talk about this is because it's very, very important to winning at sports betting. It's probably the thing to winning at sports betting because it really comes down to two things: finding value, practicing bankroll management. So as long as you are beating the closing line, as long as you're finding legitimate value in the games and you're practicing bankroll management, you're going to win a ton of money. So it doesn't matter if you go out and you cap 5 games over the next 5 days and you beat the closing line in every one of those games, and all 5 of them lose, I'm telling you right now, it doesn't matter because you are finding value. And over the long term, if you find value, you will make money. Now, when I talk about finding value, guys, I'm certainly not saying you have to find value on every single game. Impossible. I have games that I bet where we might get a line at minus 140 and it closes at minus 125. I didn't have value. I lost value. But more games than not, we do find value and we beat the closing line. And that is why I've been able to win 4 years in a row, very publicly. Okay. I've won 19 out of 20 years as a professional, and I've won 4 years in a row very publicly in front of everyone's eyes. And at the end of the day, guys, it boils down very, very simple. Okay. It is finding value and practicing bankroll management. Now I can do the one. I need you guys to do the other. I need you to treat this like a business, practice bankroll management while I find the value for you. But if you're doing this for yourself, guys, track everything. Understand that it's okay to lose. It's okay to lose in sports betting as long as you're finding value. Because over the long term, the value will make you money. You are going to win a large chunk of those games, despite the fact that you may lose some. You may have some bad runs. And I'm telling you right now from personal experience, you will have losing weeks. You will have losing months. You'll have atrocious losing stretches, but none of it matters. Because if you're practicing proper bankroll management over the long term, you will make a bunch of money. Now, the biggest difference between elite level professionals and the general losing public, outside of being able to spot, maybe better places to bet and park your money and more value. But the biggest difference, in my opinion, professional sports bettors treat this like a business day in and day out. Okay. And your average player chases their losses. They don't think about, the future. They think only about the now, and I got to get back to where I was. And it's the wrong way to do things. So if you're looking to make money sports betting, treat it like a business, guys. Find value. Focus on the areas where you're identifying the most value. Improve the areas where you're not finding value. Okay. And practice perfect bankroll management. Not semi-perfect, not almost perfect. Perfect bankroll management, guys. One of the things I teach in Masterclass, one of the things I always preach in Masterclass. And again, focus on the long term. The short term means nothing. I wish you guys the best of luck. We'll see you soon.